So, welcome to another weekly edition of Gino Gems. I am Gino, and I am bringing you a gem. This is just little trading tidbits I like to throw out there to help your trading. So, if it helps me, hopefully it can help you. This week, I got a lot of questions on, what's left with earnings, and there's a lot of earnings calendars out there. And I want to talk about a little trick I use to find out which earnings matter. So, looking at earnings calendars, they're everywhere, you can see them out there on the softwares, any trading website, on the newsletter here. Let me just mark this with a big fat pen. We have a whole bunch today. This is tomorrow. We got ExxonMobil and AMD. These are big ones. PayPal, Alphabet. These are big companies. And how do you know that, though? How do you know what are the big companies? Which ones are going to move the market? Which one's going to move the sector? Which ones are going to move at all, right? So, you can look through all these names, and it's going to take time to learn a lot of those. But let me show you real quick. Gem, which I call a trading hack, otherwise known as Ginos Gems. One of the things I use, one of the things I really like to do is I like to look for this thing called a heat map or market carpet. I'm going to circle it right here. So here's the market carpet. You can find this on certain brokerages, a lot of different trading softwares, and a lot of stuff in here. But one of my use for earnings season and to find out the market movers is I'm going to click on this heat map, otherwise known as market carpet. And over here, you can see it's defaulted for 1 day performance. I am going to change that. And I'm going to scroll down, and not every website allows you to do this, only some of them. There's earnings date. Now, when you go to earnings date, it's going to color code all the sectors and the stocks within the sectors. And on my screen, what I'm looking at is I'm looking at down here, the legend. It's teal to like a greenish color down here if it's past earnings. And if you look on the right down here, hot pink to almost a purple violet over here, if the earnings is still coming. And then when you look at the different sectors, like here's technology. I'm going to put a big box around technology. You can see in the top left-hand corner here. I'm going to circle it, technology. Over here's communications. Over here's discretionary cyclical. So who's the biggest elephant in the room? Or another way to say it, who's the biggest box within the box? So let me just put a little square, because this is important this week, around communications. So here's communications, and you can see the biggest square in here. The bigger the square, the bigger the market cap, the bigger the influence this stock is going to have on that sector. So this is very obvious that Google right there is definitely, let me put this in a different color right there. There's light blue, looks like a big Easter egg now, right? Now you have Facebook. So just alone right there, you can see that I'm going to put the cursor Feb 01/A is February 1st after market. Well, today's the 31st of January. So this is tomorrow after market close. Google, which is the biggest box within this box, is going to have a big effect, a huge effect on this sector. If Google moves, that sector is going to move. And then very next day on the 2nd, you do have Facebook. If Facebook moves, the sector moves. And also, if I hover above it, you can see the little pop-up. It shows you all the earnings. You got Facebook, Google, Twitter, Match, their dates, and they're all pretty close. So this tells me in the next 2 days, volatility in communications, if these two big mega caps that dominate that square move. Lastly, looking over here, I see a lot of hot pink. This is Amazon. Amazon looks like it's the biggest box in consumer cyclical. If I look at the discretionary right here, it takes up about 22% to be exact of that sector. And that will be moving that sector. And what date is that when I look at that? February 3rd. So what do we have? We have the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd of February. Now, if I circle this sector, communications, I circle this sector, cyclical. That is 2 of the 3 big sectors of the market because they are the growth sectors next to technology. And also you can kind of look around, not just who's going to move this sector, but you can see down here, a lot of hot pink, a lot of hot pink. What does that mean? That means it's dressed up in hot pink, getting ready for earnings, meaning there's a lot of earnings left to go here in healthcare. So you need to prepare yourself. And then real quickly, I'll glance over those dates on there. You can see that February 3rd through February 8th is the most of that. So you can kind of see what sector is going to move on particular dates and weeks. So this is a heads up this week, guys, that February 1st, 2nd, and 3rd could be possible volatility because the biggest stocks within a sector, once again, that's under earnings date in the market carpet. It's color coded. And then if you want to see the earnings day performance, it's one click above it. This is how they did after they reported. There you go. Another Ginos Gems. Hope this helps you. Stay tuned for more.